I hope you're able to see. So last class we discussed about static friction and I told you some important points related to it. What was it? So I told you it is a friction that comes into play under what scenario?
Sir, we can't hear you.
I didn't mute. Now you are able to hear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So static friction is the friction that comes into play when the object is at rest, right? When you're trying to apply a force and the object is not moving, then the static friction actually comes into picture. Then I told you another important point. It is self-adjusting force. And what is the name for maximum static friction that is existing in object? So the maximum static friction that the object experiences is called as
Limiting friction.
it's called limiting friction. Yes. Okay. Let's see. So then the next concept is we are going to see about kinetic friction. So write it down. It is written as Fk.
Sir, I'm not able to hear you, sir.
Others?
I can't hear you, sir.
I have network. Just try to log out and log in again. Others, please confirm.
Sir, I'm able to hear you, sir.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So write it down. Kinetic friction. It is the frictional force that comes into play. Write down the definition. It is a frictional force that comes into play when the object is moving. So kinetic friction means it is like this. It is a frictional force that comes into play when the object is moving. Okay. Secondly, so kinetic friction, the mathematical expression is like this. So mathematically, Fk is equal to mu k into n. Last class I told you, no, friction is equal to mu into n. Here kinetic friction Fk is equal to mu k into n. Mathematically, this is how you define.
So n is normal, no sir?
Huh?
N is normal, no sir?
L.
N is normal, no
Yes.
sir?
Yes. So Fk will be equal to mu k into n. Similarly, there is a concept called as rolling friction. So rolling friction is represented by the symbol Fr. So name itself is suggesting, no, the frictional force that comes into play when the object is rolling. So write it down. The frictional force that comes into play, when the object is rolling, it's called rolling friction. Okay. So how will rolling friction be represented as? It will be mu r into n. Now tell me, what does mu k stand for? It is a coefficient of, it is called as the coefficient of kinetic friction. Okay. Mu r is called as the coefficient of rolling friction. Now tell me one thing. If I give a relation, if I ask you to frame a relation between Fs, Fk and Fr, which one will be greater than the other? So which one will be greater than the other? Tell me.
The static will be highest.
Yes. So we can write it like this: FL greater than or equal to Fs, right? FL is greater than or equal to Fs, is definitely greater than the kinetic friction, is definitely greater than the rolling friction. Next question is, what is the reason for it?
Because FL is maximum friction, sir.
No, that's not it.
Surface of
It is a
contact.
maximum. It is a maximum static friction. It is not the surface of contact also. It is the amount of time that is taking place for the interlocking to happen. So interlocking time duration is the concept. See, if the object is at rest, if the object is completely at rest, then the duration of interlocking will be more.
Interlocking means?
Interlocking means, hey, last class I was telling so much. Where is it? Here. Interlocking. So duration of interlocking will be more, whereas when the object is moving, what will happen? Duration of interlocking will be less. Okay. Similarly, when the object is rolling, it will be even more less. Duration of interlocking is even more less. So as a result of which, FL will be greater than or equal to Fs, and that for sure is greater than Fk, should be greater than Fr. And the reason is given here. Right? So I hope it is clear till this point.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will do a few problems which are based on friction. I'll do two or three problems.
Sir, is there any case where there is no friction, sir, like that, where there is no interlocking, sir?
That is a smooth surface now. So that's how we were doing problems when we were doing the initial problems which are based on the block and the floor. Okay. Now see, there is a block. I hope you're able to read, right? So there is a block of mass 2 kg which is placed on the floor. Okay. The coefficient of static friction is given as, so coefficient of static friction is given as 0.4. Next is, there is a force of friction of how much value? 2.5 Newton, which is applied. The force of friction of 2.5 Newton is applied on the block as shown in the figure. Calculate the force of friction between the block and the floor. See, actually, there is a mistake in the question. It's not force of friction, it is a force. The force of 2.5 Newton is applied on the block as shown in the figure. 1 minute. Yeah. So there is a force of 2.5 Newton which is applied on the block as shown in the figure. Calculate the force of friction between the block and the floor. So how will you solve this question? So what they are trying to say is, there is a block of mass how many kilogram? 2 kilogram. There is a horizontal force of how much value that is applied? 2.5 Newton. Right. There is a force of 2.5 Newton that is applied. Now, tell me one thing. What will be the limiting friction in this case? So, the only coefficient that is given is coefficient of static friction, which is 0.4 accepted. So, FL is equal to mu s into n. So, what is the value of mu s? 0.4. into what is the value of normal force that is acting. So what will act in the downward direction? 20 Newton. What will act in the upward direction? That is the normal. So normal will be equal to 20. Accepted? So 0.4 into 20 is how much? 8 Newton. So what do you understand from this? The maximum static friction the floor can offer to the block is 8 Newton.
8 Newton.
Okay. But what is the force that is applied on the block? The force that is applied on the block is 2.5 Newton. So the most common mistake that happens is we put the answer as 8 Newton. But what will be the answer? Since in this case, can I say like this? Applied force is less than what? Is less than the limiting friction. Accepted?
Yes, sir.
Is less than the limiting friction. The static friction that comes into play is how much value? Or I can say the static friction that is required to stop the object from moving is how much?
8 Newton.
2.5 Newton.
Yes. 2.5 Newton
2.5
because
Newton.
static friction is what?
Yes.
Is self-adjusting.
Self-adjusting friction.
So it's a self-adjusting force, and that is the reason why in this case you are not supposed to write the answer as 8 Newton, rather you need to write the answer as 2.5 Newton. Had the same question been, a force of 25 Newton is applied on the object, what is the force between the force of friction between the block and the floor? That time the answer would have been 8 Newton. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So make a note of it.
So then, why did we find that 8 Newton, sir?
Because I need to know whether the limiting friction is greater than the applied force or less than the applied force.
So if it is greater, means what will happen, sir?
Happen greater only, no? 8 Newton, the limiting friction is greater than the
If it is
applied force.
lesser, what will happen, sir?
Less means that will be the answer. Had it been 1.5 Newton, then the answer would have been 1.5 Newton because you are applying a greater force. You are applying 2.5. No, maximum force that the floor can offer is only 1.5 Newton. If had it been 1.5 Newton, I'm saying, for example. In this case, since it is 8 Newton, the amount of static friction that will come into play because of its self-adjusting nature is only the amount of external force that is applied on the object.
Sir, so 8 Newton is the maximum, so the block cannot exert more force than 8 Newton.
No, though you are getting confused. See, you can. I'm saying 8 Newton is the maximum frictional force that the floor can offer. But how much force are you applying? You are applying only 2.5. So how much is sufficient for the floor to stop it?
8.
It is not 8. All the 8 Newton will not come into picture. Last class I told you, no.
Oh.
Last class I told you when you apply 1 Newton will come. 2 Newton will come.
So 2.
Similarly, that will go until. So here the same thing will happen.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Next.
So I have a doubt.
A block. Yeah, tell me.
Static friction is the only friction that's self-adjusting, sir, or even kinetic and rolling friction?
No, it is
cannot.
only static. It is only static.
So if this were kinetic friction, sir, then how would we have given the answer?
Then the question will be about the amount of acceleration the object has.
Okay, sir. Then.
For example, okay, to answer your question, wait. So you have to be very careful while reading the question. Okay, I'll tell you how to collect the data. So here they have told coefficient of static friction. Okay. So if suppose kinetic friction is also to be considered, what should have happened to the block first?
Should have moved.
It should have moved. Here it is not able to move. Okay, I'm making some slight changes in the question. See. Let us say the block is there of the same 2 kilogram mass. You're applying a force of how much value? 2.5.
2.5.
Instead of 2.5, I'll make it as 10 Newton. I'm just changing it. Okay. The coefficient of static friction is 0.4. The coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.6. Suppose they have given it like this. Are you able to understand till this point?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? There is a mistake in what I've written. Can you correct it?
Sir, how sir coefficient of that
Has to be either one or
is greater, sir? How sir?
That's what.
static
That is a mistake.
friction should be.
Hey, how I told I made a mistake. I wanted you wrote it, whether you're observing or not. Okay. So the value of K should have been 0.2. Let's say I'm just taking. Okay, this is the right question. So when you're reading a question itself, be careful. If mu s is greater than mu k, the question itself is wrong. Okay, mu k will be 0.2. Understood? Now they will ask, what is the acceleration of the block? Now what will you say? Okay. Now how you are supposed to solve this question is, see, whenever you're solving a problem based on friction, first, if you have to see the applied force. Okay. So when will the block have acceleration? Only when it is moving. But whenever the floor is offering a friction, what is the first challenge the block is supposed to overcome?
It must overcome limiting friction.
It should overcome the limiting friction. Don't use the word static. That's right. So it should overcome limiting friction means how much is the limiting friction in this case?
0.4.
Friction in this mu
4
is
Newton.
0.4. N is not Newton. N is normal. 0.4 into the normal force that is acting on the object is 20. That will be 8 Newton. So 10 Newton is here and the block is experiencing 8 Newton force. Are you able to understand till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how much is the resultant force that is responsible for the block to move? I'm using the word resultant. So this is case 1. When this is going to happen, can I say it has overcome static friction?
Yes, sir.
So any object which has overcome static friction should move. The object which is moving will experience kinetic friction, but the only difference is going to be kinetic friction will be less than the static friction. So it is still going to experience friction, which is called as kinetic friction. In this case, what is going to be the kinetic friction? It will be mu k into n. That's what I told you. Coefficient of kinetic friction into n. Coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.2 into the normal force is again 20. I'm taking the G as 10 meters per second square. So it will be 4 Newton. Are you guys able to understand this? So limiting friction is 8 Newton. Kinetic friction is 4 Newton. So mathematically also it is right. Yes or no? Yes, now the question is, should I write as 10 Newton here?
No, sir.
What should I write?
2 Newton, sir.
Why 2 Newton?
Because to overcome static friction, we use 10.
Exactly. So the applied force has overcome the static friction. Okay. And the resultant force, 2 Newton, is what is responsible for the acceleration of the block. Accepted?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm going to write is 2 Newton minus 4 Newton. Okay. Why 2 Newton minus 4 Newton? 2 Newton minus 4 Newton is equal to mass of this block 2 into acceleration. If you calculate A will come as minus 1 by meter per second square, means the object is moving in reverse direction. That's what is going to happen in this case. You're able to understand the outline? See here, I'm getting minus sign because I didn't take proper values. I randomly framed a question only to explain the concept. But the main point I want you to concentrate is understand what exactly happens. So first is when you're solving the problem, you need to first solve with the objective of overcoming the static, that is the limiting friction. The second thing what you're supposed to do is the resultant force after overcoming the static friction is what is going to cause the motion on the object. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So this is what happens.
Understood, sir.
Yeah. So now you can try this. See, because in this question they are asking about kinetic, static and kinetic friction. Now you can think better. You guys try it. So there is a block of weight 20 Newton, not mass 20 kilogram. Weight itself is given, which is 20 Newton, is placed on a horizontal table, and a tension T, which can be increased to 8 Newton before the block begins to slide. So what do you mean by the statement, which can be increased to 8 Newton before the block begins to slide means? So what is the force experienced by the block just before it starts sliding?
8 Newton.
8 Newton is fine. What is the technical name of that 8 Newton? Why is it increased to 8 Newton before the block is being moved? Initially, they didn't apply. There is a limiting. So what is the value of limiting friction here?
8 Newton.
It is 8 Newton. That is what they're indirectly saying. Please make a note of it, which can be increased to 8 Newton before the block begins to slide, is applied at the block as shown in the below figure. A force of 4 Newton keeps the block moving at a constant speed once it has been set in motion. Find the coefficient of static friction. Okay, so how to solve this problem is, what are the given information? Limiting friction is 8 Newton. I hope it is clear. Weight of the object is equal to 20 Newton. This is also equal to the normal force. Here the normal force is how much? It is given as R. Is there anyone having a doubt in this? So can I write FL is equal to mu s into N? What is the value of FL? 8 is equal to mu s is what we need to find into N is 20. This will go 0.8 times, which implies mu s will be equal to 0.8 by 2, 0.4. There is no unit for coefficient of friction, and this is the answer. I hope it is clear. Okay. Now they are saying an important point. Once the block starts moving, how much is the force that is required to keep the block in motion?
4 Newton.
4 Newton. So kinetic friction is equal to, what can I say?
UK into N.
So it will be
Less
mu k
than
into
4.
the same 20. So it will be 4. I'm taking the outer limit, okay? Mu k into 20, what will the answer be? Mu k will be 0.2. So this will be the required. So it should be, I can write it like this. Mu k should be greater than or equal to. This will also be greater than or equal to. So mu k should be less than or equal to. So what will be the maximum value? Maximum value is 0.2. That 0.2 is what is given. Is that clear?
Sir, even if it's equal to 0.2 also it will move, sir.
It will move. Because one important point is given in the question. Is moving at what? At a constant speed. So when you see the word constant speed, acceleration is
0.
0. Means the applied force is slightly greater than, okay, slightly greater than the kinetic friction. Okay. So to make it more specific, what we can do is we can make it as strictly greater than. So the outer limit of the kinetic coefficient of kinetic friction will be 0.2. I hope it is clear. Are you guys able to visualize? Don't look at this like a problem. Are you guys able to visualize?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Make a note of it. Shall I move on to the next question? So tell me one thing, are you able to understand how to collect the data from the question whenever it is based on friction? So sometimes they indirectly give you about static friction and limiting friction, similarly about kinetic also. So you need to be very careful. Okay. I'm moving on to the next part. Next question, see. So there is a force of 49 Newton, which is just sufficient. So what do you mean by just sufficient? So what do you mean by just sufficient?
It's the maximum.
Just sufficient block
Minimum.
of wood. No, it's a maximum. So 49 Newton, it is just sufficient to pull the block, means it is able
Minimum
to
force
overcome whom?
required now, sir.
Yes. Yeah, minimum force required, but what is the, see, it is a maximum
The
of the
limiting
static friction is
friction,
what.
sir.
Yes, that is what I'm trying to concentrate on. That is what is meant by just sufficient. Let's not concentrate on force. Let's try to see what is happening to the block because of the floor. Okay, just sufficient to pull a block of wood of mass 10 kilogram on a rough horizontal surface. Okay, accepted. Calculate the coefficient of friction. Angle of friction will calculate later. Okay, so what do you mean by the coefficient of friction? Again, same thing. 49 is equal to mu into n. Tell me which mu are you finding here?
The coefficient of uh, kinetic friction, sir.
No, it is static.
Static.
Because
Sir, because the block of wood is being pulled, no, sir. Then how, sir?
it
Pulling
has to
is-
overcome this, no. 49 Newton is needed for the block to be put into motion. That is why 49 is equal to mu s into n.
Sir, so if an object should move, it should overcome static friction.
Yes, that's what is supposed to happen. So mu s into, how much is this? Why did I write 100? Because the weight of the object is 100 Newton and the reaction force that is going to act is, that is a normal force that is going to act is 100 Newton. So mu s will be equal to 0.49. So this is going to be the coefficient of static friction. Angle of friction, I'll explain. Sorry?
How 100 Newton, sir?
10 into 10.
So voice is breaking, sir.
It is the weight of the object, weight. I'm saying it is the weight of the object. Huh?
Okay, okay, sir.
Is it clear? So now I'll explain about what is angle of friction and there is something called as angle of repose. Okay. So write down the next heading. It's called as angle of repose. Generally, it is represented by the symbol alpha. Okay. See, the concept of angle of repose comes when the object is kept on rough inclined surface. It should be on the surface. Okay. Suppose I place a block of mass m here. What are all the forces acting on it? Can you tell me? So if there is a block of mass m that is placed here, what are all the forces acting on it? One will be mg.
mg.
What will act along the inclined plane? Mg. I told you can remember. It is mg sine alpha. Don't
Sine
forget this.
Sine.
Yes. If you forget this next concept, I can't teach. Banking of roads and all, impossible for me to teach. Okay. So don't forget these points. And this is mg cos alpha. And there is a frictional force acting on the object in this direction. Accepted? Are you guys able to visualize to this point? So I kept it on a rough inclined plane. So generally, when you draw it for a smooth surface, this will not be there. That is, the frictional force will not be there. But in this case, there is a frictional force that is acting on the object. Okay. So the object will have the tendency to move in which direction? Object has the possibility to move in which direction? In direction of inclined plane. It will move like this.
Yes.
I'm talking about possibility. Whether it is going to move or not, that's a secondary question. If at all it is moving, the only way it can move is in this way, in this direction. Right? Because that is the direction in which there is some gravitational force component that is existing. Now the question to be answered is, any object can move only if there is an unbalanced force. Right? So if it has to move, then mg sine alpha, can I say, should be slightly greater than the frictional force. If mg sine alpha is greater than the frictional force, then the object starts sliding down. Is there any doubt in this? So mg sine alpha is in this direction, f is in the opposite direction. So they should be with the relation that it is slightly greater than f. I hope it is clear. Yes or no? Are you able to understand or not? Now tell me what would have happened if mg sine alpha is, will the object have the tendency to move at all?
No, sir.
No. Right? So when I say greater, less than f, that f is one of the self-adjusting force. That is a static friction because the object has not started moving. If mg sine alpha is equal to fs, then what would have happened? It will still not be able to move. But if mg sine alpha is slightly greater than the limiting friction, then what would have?
It would move.
topic. So what were we discussing? Angle of repose, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you're able to see my screen, right? So I was saying that when there is a block of mass m that is lying on a rough inclined surface, okay. So when it is lying on a rough inclined surface, what happens? There will be a force mg sin alpha acting in the downward direction and a frictional force acting in the upward direction, right? So question is, object has the possibility to move in the direction of the inclined plane. This and all we discussed. I asked you two questions. If mg sin alpha is less than fs, what would have happened? The object would have been at
It will
rest.
not.
Yes. So mg sin alpha is equal to fs, what would have happened? It will still be at rest. If it is slightly greater than, instead of saying fs, if I call it as limiting friction, yes, the object will be able to move. So if mg sin alpha is slightly greater than fl, okay, when I say slightly, it is an ignorable value. The value can be ignored. So when mg sin alpha is greater than fl, then the object starts sliding down. Accepted? So this is what is going to happen. Now the question is, what is the value of the limiting friction? We know that limiting friction is equal to mu s into n. Accepted? So mu s into n means here it is going to be mu s into, what is the value of normal force in this case? In the case of an inclined plane, what is the value of the normal force equal to? So what is the force which is opposite to the normal force in the free body diagram?
Mg cos alpha.
It is going to be m. If I take this as equation number 2, then if mg sin alpha is greater than mu s into mg cos alpha, then mg and mg will get cancelled. So mu s should be less than tan alpha, and the limiting value, limiting doesn't mean limiting friction. Okay. Limiting means there is mathematical limiting. Value equal tan alpha, which implies alpha is equal to tan inverse of mu s. And this alpha is what is called as angle of repose. Okay. So looking at all these factors, will we be able to give a definition to it? Can you try giving a definition to what is angle of repose? So it is the angle made by whom? It is the angle made by the inclined surface with the horizontal at which the object starts sliding. The object starts sliding by overcoming the frictional force. Okay. So it is defined as the angle made by the inclined surface with the horizontal at which the object starts sliding by overcoming the frictional force. So this is what we call it as angle of repose. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll stop with this for today. Listen. See, with the way you people are answering, I still feel 1 minute. I still feel that you people are not comfortable with inclined plane. You have not practiced enough. This concept is very, very important for tomorrow's concept, that is banking of roads. If you don't understand this, I cannot explain. So I suggest you to practice this in a similar way. Today, there will be an assignment that will be given, which is based on the problems which I did. So it is this thing. So I'll give you an assignment which is based on coefficient of friction and angle of friction. So angle of friction problems you need not do. Problems based on coefficient of friction you should try. And the assignment number is 8. I'll give it to you today. So in tomorrow's class, we will discuss all your doubts and then we'll complete this chapter.
I can
Okay,
scroll
make a
little
note
bit,
of
sir.
it.
Can I see your definition, sir?
Sorry?
Sir, this is for angle of repose, no, sir. This definition.
Yes. Yeah. It is for angle of repose. Tomorrow I'll explain angle of friction. Okay. So with this, we can wind up. As I told you, you people practice this part. You have to practice the inclined plane part. Okay. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Thank you.